Dallas Game Day family, buckle up, because this offseason is already telling us one thing loud and clear. Change is coming, and whether fans are ready for it or not, the Dallas Cowboys are standing at another major crossroads. Coaching changes are happening, roster decisions are looming, and now one of the most emotional debates of this entire offseason has officially arrived: the future of the Cowboys' running back room. Because according to early projections around the league, Dallas may be facing the very real possibility of losing Javonte Williams. And if that happens, the name that keeps surfacing, the name that refuses to go away, the name that could quietly become one of the smartest, most calculated moves of the offseason is J.K. Dobbins. Let's start with the reality. Javonte Williams just had a career season in Dallas. There's no denying that. He came in on a one-year deal, proved his value, gave this offense balance, toughness, and reliability, and earned himself a real payday. And that's where the problem begins, because the Cowboys are not the only team that noticed. The Jets noticed, the rest of the league noticed, and now projections suggest Williams could command a 3-year deal north of $20 million. For Dallas, that's not a simple decision. This team is already tight against the cap. They are retooling defensively after firing Matt Eberflus. They have big money decisions coming up across the roster. And while Cowboys fans love Javonte Williams, and rightfully so, the front office has to ask the cold, uncomfortable question: can we afford him? And if not, what's the alternative? That's where J.K. Dobbins enters the conversation. And Cowboys Nation, this is where things get interesting. Because when people hear J.K. Dobbins, the first thing they think about is injuries, missed games, short seasons, what could have been. That narrative is real, and it cannot be ignored. Dobbins has missed time in every NFL season he's played, entire seasons wiped out, long rehabs, frustration, doubt. But here's the part that doesn't get talked about enough. When J.K. Dobbins is on the field, he produces. In 2025 with Denver, Dobbins carried the ball 153 times for 772 yards and 4 touchdowns in just 10 appearances. That's over 5 yards per carry. That's efficiency. That's explosiveness. That's vision. That's a running back who still has juice in his legs and hunger in his heart. And unlike Javonte Williams, Dobbins isn't looking for a massive long-term commitment. The league has already decided what kind of contract Dobbins gets at this stage of his career: short-term, incentive-laden, prove-it deals. And for the Cowboys, that matters more than anything. We're talking about a potential 1-year, $5 million contract. Let that sink in. $5 million for a back who can replicate a significant portion of Javonte Williams' production, who fits the Cowboys' offensive style, who has already proven he can thrive in a physical system, and who would come into Dallas with everything to prove. And if there's one thing this franchise has shown recently, it's that players with something to prove often play their best football in a Cowboys uniform. Think about the bigger picture. Dallas doesn't need a running back to be the entire offense. They don't need a 25 touch per game workhorse anymore. This offense is evolving. It's built around balance, situational football, protecting the quarterback and staying efficient. What they need is a back who hits holes decisively, threatens defenses between the tackles, and keeps linebackers honest. That's J.K. Dobbins. They also need flexibility. Cap flexibility, roster flexibility, the ability to pivot if something goes wrong. Signing Dobbins to a 1-year deal gives Dallas exactly that. If it works, you found tremendous value. If it doesn't, you haven't crippled your future. And let's be honest, the Cowboys have already succeeded with former Broncos running backs before. The system fit matters, the mindset matters, and Dallas's offensive line, even in transition, still offers opportunities that many teams cannot. Now, this doesn't mean the Cowboys are giving up on Javonte Williams. Not yet. These are projections, educated guesses. Dallas could still decide that Williams is worth the money. They could structure a deal creatively. They could prioritize continuity. But smart teams prepare for every scenario. And if the Jets or another team outbids Dallas, the worst thing the Cowboys could do is panic. The best thing they could do is pivot intelligently. That's where J.K. Dobbins becomes such a fascinating option. This isn't desperation, this is strategy. And let's not overlook something important. The Cowboys' locker room culture is changing. Accountability is becoming the standard. Veterans are being asked to lead. Younger players are being challenged. A player like Dobbins, who has fought through adversity, injuries, doubt, and criticism, fits that environment perfectly. He's not coming to Dallas to coast. He's coming to survive, to re-establish his value, to earn his next contract. That hunger shows up on Sundays. Now, ask yourself this. Would you rather overextend financially for one good season, or would you rather gamble $5 million on a motivated, explosive back who still has plenty left in the tank? That's the debate happening inside the Cowboys building right now. And Cowboys Nation, this is why the front office's next few months matter so much. The firing of Matt Eberflus signaled accountability. The trade for Quinnen Williams signaled aggression. A potential signing like J.K. Dobbins would signal intelligence and flexibility. This isn't about losing Javonte Williams. It's about building a sustainable roster that can compete year after year. And if Dallas plays this right, if they balance emotion with logic, they could come out of this offseason stronger, not weaker. So now I want to hear from you. Would you be comfortable replacing Javonte Williams with J.K. Dobbins on a one-year team-friendly deal? Do you trust the Cowboys to manage his workload and health correctly? And do you believe this kind of move could actually help Dallas stay competitive while fixing bigger issues on the roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you believe smart moves beat emotional ones. And make sure you subscribe to Dallas Game Day, because this offseason is just getting started, and every decision from here on out will shape the Cowboys' future.